Put yourself in my shoes and let me know if it was you, if you were going to carry on like that. A friend of mine passed 7 years ago. He left behind a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old as at then when he died. I made a commitment. I promised him that I was going to help out with his family. I said, I'm going to help take care of your family to the best I can. That was what I promised him, to the best I can. And I've been doing that ever since. I buy them food. I make sure they have food to eat. I pay house rent every year. I make sure they have all the necessary things they need in the house. When he passed, he had a 3-year-old. The 3-year-old was enrolled in daycare. Mind you, the wife doesn't do anything. But I didn't care. I didn't bother. Since she has a 6-month-old to take care of. So I was like, okay. By the time the 3-year-old is in daycare, is in kindergarten, that is the time you have to have your peace of mind and take care of the 6 months. So I did not mind, even though she wasn't working. She is a graduate, but you guys know the condition of Nigeria. She couldn't get any good job to do as at then. And I tried to get her a job, but I couldn't get any meaningful paying job. At the time, I got her a job paying 70,000. Although I was the one that also asked her to stop because it wasn't worth it. It was far away and it was disturbing her time with it, taking care of the children and all that. If you have kids, you know the effort that goes into doing that. So I asked her to stop because it wasn't making sense. I was still paying everything. So what's the essence? And the reason I asked her to stop actually was at a time one of the babies got sick, very sick. And it was because she was away doing that job. So I was like, okay, no, stop the job. Since I'm still paying everything. The 70K is not contributing anything. So stop. Take care of the kids. So I'm not even bothered about that. 3 years ago, I started a business. I started a business for her. But I didn't tell her outright. I didn't tell her immediately. I didn't tell her immediately that I was starting the business for her. I told her, I'm going to start up a business. You're going to manage the business. You keep the profits of the business. And I will keep my capital. I'll put every amount that is needed for the business to be, running. Every profit made from the business is for you taking care of the kids and paying the rent, which was the major thing. We agreed. 5 months into doing that business, 3 years ago, I realized that she wasn't making any profit. Like the profit, she was dipping hand into the capital of the business. The profit wasn't being enough for her to do the necessary things, take care of the house, take care of the kids, and take care of herself, and then pay the rent and everything. So I decided to leave the business for her. I started that business with 5 million naira. But all this is not my problem. All this is not my problem. The 3-year-old is now 6 years plus. The 6-month-old is almost 4 years, 3 years plus. So now it is deep into paying school fees. The big boy is now in primary school, where you have to pay school fees every time. I started up this business for her to be able to take care of these bills, for her to be able to pay school fees and feed the family and pay rent, for me to breathe a little bit. But no, it didn't work. After 1 year, when she asked me for school fees, the first time she asked me for school fees, now it's not just 1, it's 2. Remember when the first baby was in kindergarten, I was paying the kindergarten fee. And that one wasn't a term fee, it was a monthly fee. Even though it wasn't that big. I'm not going to mention amounts. It wasn't that big, but I wasn't worried. Now, the first boy is in primary school now. You have to pay heavy fee, a very nice school. I don't care. I'm an educationist. I like education. So I don't care how much you pay for your child to get a good education. Now you have to pay this huge fee 3 times in 1 year in Nigeria, as you all know, every time you pay the school fees. The small baby is also now in kindergarten, and this woman has absolutely nothing doing apart from going to, anyways, now she has something doing. She's going to the shop, but she can actually take the small baby to shop. I did not go to kindergarten, but I don't have any problem with her going, as long as she can be able to pay the fees from the business that I have already invested in for her. But if she can't pay it now, she can keep the baby, the smaller one, with her at the shop. The business is yours. The environment is yours. You're paying the rent for that shop. It's yours. You can take your baby there. She can take the small baby there. When it's time to go and pick the big baby, she go with the small baby, pick the big baby, and come back to shop. So I do not understand exactly why she enrolled her in kindergarten, and I will have to pay for it again, which I didn't bother so much until last 2 years, when I asked, I became like, what are you doing with investments? Are you not making gains? Why are you not able to pay at least, even if it's kindergarten fees, from the business? She said the business, the profit is not much, and because she doesn't have social market, so that she needs more money to put in the business in order to make it boom for her to be able to afford to pay all those bills. I gave her another 5. She said it was 10 million. I said, okay, I cannot afford 10 million. I gave her another 5 million to add to the business. So now we have a capital. We have a capital of 10 million running into the business, which I am concerned about. I don't care about the profits. So we have capital of 10 million running into the business, and she's still not making profit enough to pay rent and pay students' school fees. So I'm asking myself, what is the essence of investing all this money into that business if I am still going to pay school fees and pay rent, which are the major things that she's struggling with? Right now, I don't give her any money for feeding or anything, any small, all those small 1,000, 10,000. No, I don't give her now. But she's still coming back every time to ask for school fees and rent. So I'm at the edge of breaking. I don't know if I can continue with this commitment. I think I have set her up. When I opened that business, my aim was to set her up so that I can be free from the commitment that I made. I think I fulfilled that commitment. You judge it. If you're seeing this video, tell me if I have not fulfilled that commitment. I've set her up. It did not end there. This year, it was last 2 years I invested 5 million. This year she has asked me again for another augmentation on that business. Another 10 million on that business. So if I'm going to be investing every year, 10 million, every year, 5 million, 10 million, let me just say 5 million because that is the most I can give her. If I'm going to be investing 5 million every year in the business and still be paying school fees, tell me if you do it. Will you do it? Will you do it? It's time for me to go to his husband, to go to her husband's grave and tell the husband that I'm handsing off. I've fulfilled my commitment. I've fulfilled my promise.